Popular Culture Research Team. How can I help you? And back joining us in the studio for Popular Culture Research Team is Eugene's Eugene. Eugene, hello to you.
Hi guys, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. And of course, for the third week, we are going into Reply 1988.
Right.
We've had a lot of our listeners check out the drama. I think it's good we do a month long now.
Right.
Because now people are going, okay, maybe we should really watch this. You're
Please,
convincing
guys.
us. Guys, it's really good. But do you think because, for many people that like Reply 1988, it's those that kind of experience the 80s in Korea.
Right.
But if you didn't really experience it, do you feel the same warmth?
But I think it's a good idea because we can indirectly see the experiences and all the vibes.
Yeah.
We can feel that. And that's a good experience, I think.
Yeah, and I know one of our listeners sent me a message and said he was watching up to, episode 5? Uh-huh. And he said, when do the sisters stop fighting? When does the story come out?
Ending.
But that's part of the culture too, right?
Right.
Because Tuksun's the middle child, and then you have the eldest child,
Right.
and then the last son who gets babied because he's the son.
Right.
And so that's why there's all the bickering going on. We're going to go into week 3 of Reply 1988. We talked about some very interesting cultural trends from the 80s, confessing on the first snow. You also doing that on Christmas. The excitement of the first McDonald's over in Apgujeong, radio culture, and the Manito game. And all of our listeners out there, again, send your postcards.
Oh, yeah, postcards.
We're gonna start decorating our studio with your postcards, hand-drawn postcards. We got a lot to talk about.
Right. So last week we focused on episodes 6 through 10, and today we're diving into episodes 11 to 15, which are packed with even more fascinating cultural moments. And if anything we talk about feels familiar or surprising to you, please let us know in the comments.
That's right. And again, because you're going into the heart of the drama, there's going to be so much more here.
True.
Something I noticed, right? In this series, most of the male characters, except for Dong-yong,
Except
for him, they're all very smart.
That's true. So Tak is a junior Go player, and Tong-hwan and Sunwoo are always competing for first and second place in school. But Toksun, she's not great at studying, at all. So, and the title of episode 11 is 3 Prophecies. So in this episode, the moms worried about their kids' futures decide to visit a fortune teller, or it's called 점집 in Korea. So, and they all ask, will my son get into Seoul National University, which is the most prestigious university in Korea? Anyway, back then, getting into college was seen as the deciding factor between success and failure in life. And nowadays, parents go to expensive college admissions counseling, but back in the 80s, there wasn't much information available. The college entrance system was complicated, so parents just wanted to help their kids in any way they could. So they turned to this 점집.
Yeah, and mind you, back then, they didn't have Suneung. Suneung was not existent in the 80s, right? And so Suneung was something that came in the early 90s. But have you gone through this too? Have your mom, this is always the mom, right? It's not the dad. It's the mom that goes to the fortune teller before college. Did your mom go to a fortune teller before university?
Not my mom.
Really?
Not my mom. Mm-hmm.
Really? She trusted. She was like, Eugene's going to go to a good school anyways. Or did she just go, she's probably not going to go to a good school anyways? Which one was it?
I think she gave up a little bit.
No, really? You're a good student.
I think I was a good student, and our family also believed in myself, I think. They gave a huge belief in me.
Wow, your mom never went to the fortune teller during college?
For the college, but before that, she went to for choosing my name. We will talk it later on.
Oh, about that. Okay. You know what's funny? My mom is very religious.
Oh, okay.
She goes to church, prays all the time, prays hours, twice a day. And then when it was almost time for me to go to college, she went to a fortune teller in New York. And you know what the fortune teller told her? Oh, your son is going to be a police officer.
What?
But you know what the crazy... But then I was trying to be an FBI agent.
Oh.
And I got into a school. And I got into the FBI program. And they only choose 10 students per year. And I got in.
Wow.
And my mom said, don't go, because the fortune teller said, you're going to end up being a police... Not that being a police officer is bad. It's just very dangerous.
Oh, right. Dangerous.
And she told me not to go to that university. And then joke was on her, and then I said afterwards, I want to be a comedian. So I don't know what was worse. But again, I feel like it might be quite a cultural shock for our listeners. Asking a fortune teller about college entrance, right?
I agree. So I think this is probably the most surprising part for our listeners. So in Korea, even now, but especially back then, visiting a fortune teller to ask about the future was extremely common. So in the 80s and 90s, these fortune telling houses or 점집 were everywhere. I mean, literally everywhere. It wasn't just about college either. People went there when their kid was sick, when starting a business, when his business was failing, or even when a married couple was fighting. So rather than just superstition, I think it's kind of a form of psychological counseling for that era. So it was placed to unload your anxiety.
Yeah, I mean, it was more like therapy, right? I mean, you
it's
believe
like
it
a
or
psychological therapy.
But
That's true.
I will tell you this, though. I will tell you this. Some fortune tellers, you guys can call me crazy. I feel like there's something real about them.
I think so too.
Because
I kind of believe it.
I went with one with my friend, and she said some stuff that only we knew to my friend.
Oh.
Something very personal about his, family and things like that, and I got goosebumps.
Yeah, sometimes it really matches with our destiny.
I really think so. I mean, there are some fakes out there, but I feel like there are some real shamans out there.
That's true.
And I'm not going to lie, it might be real, right? So when you go there and ask those questions, they just give like a yes or no answer?
So it's very different. So one common way was analyzing someone's birth date and time to predict things like luck or when good opportunities might come.
사주.
And another method involved shamans who believed they could channel spiritual guidance and offer advice on how to avoid bad luck or make better choices. But the biggest reason people went was marriage. So before getting married, couples often checked their compatibility, what we call 궁합. So they would analyze if the couple would live happily or if they were destined for divorce. And believe it or not, there were many couples who actually broke up or called off their weddings because their compatibility was bad.
Our producer was asking if your mom went because she wanted to know when you were going to get married. Or have you ever gone?
For marriage?
Or like anything. Have you ever, you have
사주.
gone? Oh, for 사주.
I have various experiences.
You go there all the time?
Often.
Oh, really?
Like 2 times in a year.
2 times? Usually it's like beginning of the year, right? Or like if you
End
have...
of the year.
End of the year, or like when you have so much questions about life.
I mean, first half of the year and second half of the year.
Oh, that's right, because they said only
that's
6
why.
months. Okay, so guys, you have to know one thing. If you talk to a shaman, they'll tell you they can only see like 6 months ahead.
True, right.
And so you usually go from like January because like New Year, and then you go around like summertime. Like June-ish, because they could also see the next 6 months. Okay, is it too personal if I ask you what are some things you asked though?
About when I can get married or...
Oh, so you do ask that?
I asked that question, but every time the answer is different.
Really? It's because you meet too many different guys. That's why. It's because your boyfriends keep changing.
It's not true.
Actually, it's not true. I don't know. I have no idea.
And also about like career or
really?
my health, of course.
Oh, okay.
And some kind of thing like that. And I don't know how it works, but there is a cycle of fortune and it's like 6 months. So that's why I go there like twice a year.
So I don't know how real it is, but I think it was like, they said, I went 2 years ago.
Oh.
And they said starting in 2024, towards the end of 2024 to starting from 2025, so this year, they said it's going to be golden years. And so for like the next 10 plus years, everything that goes well will go well.
Oh, that's
and then, but she said,
nice.
During that time, you have to try to save that money.
Ah.
So when it's the golden era, you have to save that money. Don't do business.
Don't do business.
Don't do stocks, cryptocurrency, all that stuff.
Cryptocurrencies.
And she said, if you're going to do anything, the only way she said, you're always going to have money, but you're never going to be super rich.
Me too.
Did you get that too?
Is that normal for everyone?
No, because some people, they're like, they'll get super rich. Some people have that, but then also they all look at the ear. Did you know this?
ear?
Do you have the rich
You mean
ear?
this one?
Oh, no, you don't have the rich ear.
Do you know about that?
Yes.
Please share about the information.
Some people have the rich ear.
Really?
The people that have, like Buddha's ear?
Oh.
Those like wide earlobes.
Right, very long ears.
Yes. Those are considered like
any
rich.
long
People have
or
like
wide.
rich. People who are rich have that.
Okay, so if I have like plastic surgery to change my ears, can I change my fate or destiny to become a super rich? I'm curious about that.
You know what's interesting? Shamans say be careful about plastic surgeries because you might have a very good, prosperous face. But if you want to look a certain way and you change your appearance, you might actually also change your future too.
Oh, that makes sense.
They tell you all crazy stuff like that. But have you experienced something like scary though?
Scary though.
Because like that place is scary though.
Like 점집 is scary.
Yes.
That's true because it's like about shamans. But I don't really go to 점집. I just go to 사주. So it's
사주,
kind of
fortune
different.
teller.
Fortune teller.
Oh, you've never been to the shaman?
Just once, but it did a little bit scare. I think
You didn't
it
get scared?
wasn't scared.
Oh, I
at
get
all.
so scared.
Really?
Yes. You want me to tell you guys?
Please,
You want me to
share your
tell you guys a
story, please.
really scary story?
What is that?
So this is a true story. This is a true story,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to keep it as ambiguous as possible because maybe okay. So this was about 10 years ago.
Okay.
10 years ago, buddy of mine went to a shaman with his friend, coworker, because they were just starting work and stuff like that. And the friend that he went with, right, was a girl. And as soon as she walked into the shaman's place, she said, "You have no shadow. You are not of this world.
Oh my goodness.
And I can't accept your money because you're not of this world." 2 weeks later, she died. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that wild?
Is that real?
No, it's true. I can't go too much detail into it because
okay.
I mean it's kind of
okay, kind of
I
personal.
yeah.
thing.
But it was so wild. Like it was the craziest thing ever.
Oh, it gives like goosebumps
And then
everywhere.
she told my friend that you almost died twice.
Twice?
And so you're going to live a very long life because you cheated death twice. And he said when he was young, he got into a car accident once. And the second time, he almost drowned. But he was rescued. And so they knew about that. That's just wild. That is just wild, isn't it?
Possible. Oh my goodness.
That's
a
wild,
little
right?
Scary. Okay.
Guys, that's shamans for you, whether you believe it or not. But we're going to continue to talk about other cultural elements within the third part of Reply 1988. But first, maybe this song will help you out. This is 이적 with Don't Worry, 걱정 말아요 그대. All right, so we're talking about fortune tellers and shamans and stuff like that. But Yujin, do people really believe following these solutions? Because they gave solutions, right? They have like 부적, which is kind of like a paper.
Small paper.
Small paper that will prevent you from certain things, or they'll tell you to change names, right? Toksan was told to change names.
Right.
Like,
True.
Did they actually believe that it works?
Absolutely. So the belief was quite strong. So in the drama, the fortune teller says Deoksun won't get into the college with her current name and recommends to change her name into Suyeon. And they really did it.
Yeah.
And honestly, that kind of thing happened a lot in real life. And Korean names are really a big deal. So Koreans sometimes believe a name carries a person's destiny. And that's why when a baby is born, parents often go to this 점집 or 장명소, like naming center. It's kind of really weird, but to get a name that will open up a good path for the child. And if life isn't going well, people often change their names to shift the fate of your life. It might sound a little bit weird, but it's very common. And even my name, Yujin, was chosen at a professional naming center.
What?
And also my mom changed her name a few years ago to bring some fresh energy into her life. And I don't know if her destiny really changed, but she seems much happier with her new name.
You know what's crazy? Everyone in my family, so, you know, my mom, my dad, my brother, and me, they all changed their name except for me.
Except for you?
Except for me.
Is there any specific reason?
So my dad said his name was bad, and that he changed his name recently, like a few years ago, too.
Oh.
My mom, she changed her name when she got her citizenship, American citizenship, because you know when you usually get American citizenship, you get American, like English name.
English name.
But she changed it to another Korean name. And my brother, when he was young, he would often get sick. And so my mom thought maybe the
why.
name was bad. And so
Bad.
he went from Seunguk to Seungmin.
Oh.
And they became healthier. So I don't know if it's...
See? It really happens.
And I'm the only one that kept the name. I'm the only one.
And you became a comedian.
I wanted to become a comedian. Didn't happen. And so when it came to naming my kids, both my parents were like, you should go to a naming center. I was like, no way, Jose. I'm giving them mine. I'm gonna name them. So Aron and Loha.
I don't know how beautiful.
So
names.
I'm gonna break the trend of this. The living situation in the drama too, also very realistic. Toksun, her family lives in a semi-basement,
Right.
like 반지하.
반지하.
We talked about 반지하 when we talked about the movie Parasite as
Right.
well. But the one in Reply 1988, like it feels different.
The vibe is different.
Yeah.
Right. So in Parasite, the semi-basement feels like suffocating. Like they are completely separated from the world above.
Yes.
But Toksun's family, they're living in Panjiha, but shares a yard with Chonghwan's family upstairs, and it feels more like coexisting rather
Yeah.
than being pushed down. So back then, if you opened the door of Panjiha, the kitchen was right there, and the bathroom was often outside in the yard. And there was no hot water system, so families heated water with coal briquettes.
Yep.
And there's actually a scene where Tuksun runs out of hot water and has to go upstairs to Chonghwan's house to take a shower. So while Parasite used the semi-basement to represent like extreme poverty and class conflict, but in the 90s or 80s, many ordinary middle-class families lived in semi-basements. And it was just a common part of our lives.
You never lived in one of these, right? I lived in it before
Yeah,
I
you
moved
said
to
that,
the
right.
States. And that's why back then everyone went to 목욕탕, bathhouses, because it was very rare to have a bath.
Bathroom, right.
And so I lived in one in Gyeonggi-do, Gwangju, and then also in Xinjiang, which is now Hanam,
Hanam,
which is nice now, but back then it wasn't. And so if we wanted to wash up, take a shower, or not, shower it wasn't existent. If you want to take a bath, every week we would go take a bath at the bathhouse.
목욕탕.
Yes. And what is it? The coal briquette you talked about. Once it's done, it turns all gray. And then
What?
yeah, once it's
Really?
done, it's all
Oh,
gray.
oh, yeah, right,
And then
the
you
coal
leave it
briquette.
outside for people to just pick up and throw away. But then when you're a kid, you just kick it. You kick
You
it.
kicked it.
I kick it. So you see scenes like that too. But why were there so many semi-basements back then?
It was due to the rapid growth of Seoul in the 70s and 80s. So people from all over the country flocked to Seoul for work, and there simply were not enough houses.
Yeah.
And originally, these spaces like Panjiha were meant for storage or emergency shelters, but because of the severe housing shortage, people started like converting these spaces into living spaces.
Yeah, I mean it's just it's very, very different. And just seeing Toksun's house really reminded me of the house in Gwangju, because right outside the living area, and we only have one room. I think there they have two
Right.
rooms.
They also, share
have
with
two
family
rooms.
members, right?
And we have one room, and then it's like right out the door is a kitchen. And then you have to go outside for the bathroom. So it was this exact same sort of format, except their house was better because they had two rooms. I had one room. That struggle was real in the Lee family back in the days. If you go to this town Sangmun-dong today, I mean, do these old houses still exist? I know like every neighborhood in Seoul has like a very different vibe, but
Right.
Sangmun-dong seems to have a lot of the older buildings too. It's up
Yes,
north, right?
So while apartments were built everywhere else, Sangmun-dong kept a lot of its old houses, alleys, and markets. That's why it was used just so often in dramas and films when they want to show like old version of Seoul. And you can even see it in Squid Game, and it's also the setting for the classic Korean animation called Baby Dinosaur Dolly, which is
Really?
my favorite. Yeah, they're all living in Sangmun-dong.
Really? I didn't know that. Julie lived in...
고길동's house was Sangmun-dong.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Sangmun-dong. So that's probably why Reply 1988 chose it as its setting, and it perfectly holds on to that time, that feeling, and that sense of community.
So, I mean, I didn't live in that area.
Sangmun-dong.
No, I didn't live in Sangmun-dong. But I did. Wow. Okay, so it had all that stuff.
Yeah, that's why.
Wait, did you grow up watching 둘리?
둘리, yeah, of course.
Really? 여기 보고 저리 보고. Oh, okay. That's... I had no idea. Sangmun-dong has that very like...
Old vibe.
Yeah, that old vintage vibe.
Vintage vibe.
And I think nowadays, Sangmun-dong even is getting, just new constructions or new buildings being built, but still there are
Still
certain
they're having-
areas
right.
where there's that old building which left in place and it's kind of frozen in time. which is oddly enough, right? Do you tend to, because I know you're from like down south, right?
경상남도.
Wait, you lived in an apartment your whole life, didn't you? Okay. Right. I was about to say,
I can't relate to that.
I was going to say, have you ever gone back to your old house? I go back to my old house all the time.
Oh,
At least like once a year, yeah. Just to kind of reflect and how much, life is different for me now.
So everything's the same or changed?
It's still there. That house in 경기도 광주 오포, it's still there. And people are living there.
The 반지하, the 70%?
Yeah. That's
People
the
are
crazy.
living there?
There's people that live there. That's the craziest thing.
Frozen in time.
It really is frozen time. Everything else has been like
changed.
new buildings. That only that house is there.
Wow.
And it looks so small when you go there as an adult. I thought it was like so big as a child.
As a child, right?
I was like, wow, it's such a
You're
big house.
grown up.
But it's such a small house, such a small house. Again, these are some of the things that you see here. We'll continue to talk about other hidden cultural elements within this drama.
Yes.
But first, this is Yujin with Every Day With You, 매일 그대와. Of course, this song, Yujin, Every Day With You, 매일 그대와, is the original soundtrack to the drama Reply 1988. Originally sung by 들국화, and even 이적's Don't Worry, 걱정 말아요 그대 was so famous. But 전인권 was the original artist for this, so it takes you back. It brings you back to the 80s. I don't remember hearing these music. I'll tell you that. I mean, I was a little bit too young listening to music, so I don't really know. But everything else I remember. We're discussing episodes 11 through 15 of Reply 1988. Is there another cultural element from the 80s that really stand out?
Of course, and I have to introduce my absolute favorite thing from that era. So you see this place pop up constantly as a date spot in the drama. It's the 포장마차. So this is truly an icon of the times.
포장마차 is, what's such a shame is
What?
a lot of them disappeared.
True.
You remember, was it last year? Last year we went to 포장마차.
마포.
And
마포
마포,
포장마차 거리.
one of the few places that are existent, and it didn't have the same sort of feeling, right? It was
a little bit changed.
It's a little bit changed. And if you're Korean, it's one of those places you have at least one memory of.
True.
One memory of a place like this, right?
And for our listeners who might not know the word, let me explain. So it's basically a very small street food stall. So usually it's a truck or a simple structure set up on the sidewalk covered with a plastic tent. And inside there are maybe 3 or 4 plastic tables, and that's it. So when it rains, you can hear the raindrops hitting the tent. And in winter, the steam from the cooking pots fills the tent, making it so cozy and warm. You would see them on street corners or small alleys, and they usually open in the evening and stay open late into the night. So people didn't really go there just to eat. They went there to wrap up their long and tough days. And the moment you sit down, you feel a strange sense of comfort and relief.
I didn't know this, but...
really?
No. I knew about this. So my parents told me later on that when my brother and I went to sleep... They would go to 포장마차. There was one right near our house, so it was close enough. And I was like, "You left us alone. We were so young." I was like, "We were so young. You left us and went drinking. How dare you?" Imagine if I do that now with my wife with the kids. That would be terrible.
For your mom and dad, it's kind of romantic.
But they needed that.
That's
right?
true, to refresh.
And
everything.
It's a good date. Have you ever gone on a date to a 포장마차?
Not yet.
No, but then now, because it's not considered
because the vibe is different.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
If you, I don't know. I guess some people like it. But if you go to a 포장마차 as a date. But
a lot of people did it back then.
I mean, I did too. During
You too?
I mean, like 2000s, in the mid 2000s, I did that. But again, back then, couples seem to go on dates there a lot more often, and nowadays it's more restaurants or bars, right?
Right, that's true. So in those days, fancy cafes or restaurants or nice date spots were rare and honestly too expensive.
Yes.
But 포장마차, on the other hand, was very cheap. You would order a bowl of hot soup, sit there for hours and just talk. Like it wasn't fancy at all, of course, but somehow the conversations felt more honest and deeper. And that's why couples actually preferred going there. And honestly, that's why so many Korean songs mention 포장마차, like especially love songs.
Yes, and of course the food. For some reason, it's cheap food, but everything they sold tasted pretty good.
Right, so nothing fancy but comforting. They almost always sold soju or 막걸리 and warm dishes like udon or 오뎅탕, like fish cake soup, or other things like 닭똥집, fried chicken gizzards, 매운 닭발, spicy chicken feet, 오징어 볶음, stir-fried squid, or 떡볶이 순대. So I want to ask you, did you go often? I heard that way back in the day, they even sold grilled sparrows.
That's our PD님's days.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not your days?
No, not my day.
Sorry for that.
We had like what is it? All the ones that you talked about, and then 꼼장어, hagfish. Sometimes 꼼장어.
How about frog?
Frog, no. I am not of that
days.
era.
Okay.
I ate frogs when I was young during the 경기도 광주 오포 days, but I did used to go like summer, on dates and stuff. But you know what I really wanted to do is like when I had like a really difficult day or I was really stressed out or something was not going well. I wanted to go there by myself with 어묵탕, one bowl of 어묵탕, which is free, by the way, and then a bottle of soju. And then sit there. But I couldn't do it.
Why?
I can't go drink outside by myself for some reason. I don't know why. I can't do that. But there's that, we call it 감성.
감성.
Right? That romance, that feeling, right? But again, in the 80s and 90s, 포장마차 had a very specific culture of kindness too, right?
Yes, right. So I didn't experience it personally, but apparently if you were drinking and realized you were short on cash, you could just say, I'll come back tomorrow and pay, and leave your ID card or bag as a deposit, and the owners trusted you. Or if college students looked short on cash, someone from the next table might say, oh, they're just students, I'll cover it. And if someone got drunk and started singing, strangers would join in and sing along. It was a place where strangers could become friends in minutes. Doesn't it sound so heartwarming just hearing about it?
Yes. Yes, I have stuff like this.
Oh,
yes.
you had this experience.
So it was someone brought a guitar or had a guitar on them, and then started singing.
Oh, it's so romantic.
Normally, if it was like in a bar or something, I'd be like, "Dude, can you stop it?" Like we're all trying to be, but it has that atmosphere.
Oh, that vibe, right?
And everyone really appreciated it. I remember someone buying him a bottle of soju for the free music, for the music and things like that. But we would say like the vibe is different these days, right? And I mean, there are 포장마차s. We talked about the 포장마차 place we went to, but it's still very different. And they do exist, though.
Right, still exists. So there are a few famous streets, like the 종로 포장마차 street, but the vibe has changed completely. It's a bit sad, actually. Now it has become a hot place where young people go specifically to experience that retro vibe. And it's filled with people in their 20s and 30s. It has become a spot for blind dates sometimes. Or
really?
Yeah, and exchange numbers with each other.
Hunting pocha.
Right.
Now there are actual like
a brand.
Yeah. But what is it?
한신.
Is it 강릉? Oh, 한신포차 used to be like that. 한신포차 was like that.
양양,
right? Oh, 양양. 양양 has the 포차거리.
A bunch of 포차거리 and a lot
but
of
that's
people
where hunting happens. I heard. Wow, wait, Yujin, it seems like you have experience in that.
No, I did not have. Anyways, it's also packed with YouTubers and tourists, and it's definitely not the quiet, comforting place it used to be. Now it's so crowded, and people just take photos for social media.
Like you.
Not me. I prefer like old vibe of 포장마차거리.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but then even that, what is it, last year when we went, it wasn't like 100% what it used to be because it wasn't inside a tent. It was outdoors. It was outdoors, but still like, for some reason, it tasted so good. And then I remember what you said. You said, oh my goodness, the soju tastes sweet. This is not good.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and so like it does taste sweet, and the food just tastes a lot better for some reason.
True.
And then I think we specifically went like in like October-ish. I think it was like fall
September,
time
October,
because
right,
we're like we
October.
needed to be like a little bit cool. something about 포장마차 when it's like cold and cool, it just hits a lot better.
Right.
So we could have like the free soup that they give you
I
too.
love that vibe. Not the 20s and 30s vibe.
No, it doesn't exist anymore. A lot of them shut down now. You know, I mean, there's like hygiene issues too. But you know,
That's the
there's
biggest
new
issue.
regulations.
Right.
They're trying to clean up the streets since it's not there anymore. But you know, it's really good to see that they're trying to preserve the authentic cultures in the drama as well.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons this drama is so special, and it helps us remember these spaces and cultural moments that are slowly fading away from our daily lives.
It is disappearing. It is disappearing, guys.
disappearing.
For any of our listeners who are of age that visit Korea, there are still 포장마차 places
In 종로.
in Chongno that seem very authentic. Check it out. It's very, very different, and it just hits you very differently as well. Yujin, thank you so much for this. A lot of cultural elements that really hit me hard personally. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and we'll see you again next Friday.
Thank you. See you next Friday. Bye.